right, Libra, your reading for this month. I feel like you're trying to get away from something, but you're running into it at the same time. It's your own skill, your own talent. Wow, just got the wheel of fortune. So you're blessed, and it's not something you can avoid, which is probably something you would try to you would want this, even if you if you knew how to create this type of energy synthetically. This is exactly what you would go for, like up and sell it, but it's coming naturally. At the same time, it's a skill that you learned and you're practicing. So this energy is interesting. It's like I can't exactly put my fingers on it or wrap my mind around it, but it's just so strong. Like I tried to rearrange your cards. I don't know when I'm getting to it, the divination tools and everything, but I said I wanted to, I don't want to see what's coming next. So I saw what was coming next, and I tried to rearrange it and rearrange it, and then I said, okay, it's shuffled, and then the same card comes back up. So it's just like, okay, this is something you have to deal with. It's your success. King of Swords. It has to do with your thoughts, the way you think. Like you might have developed this pattern of thinking like I can't have this, or I never get what I want. So maybe you start to say you want things that you don't really want to like kind of beat the pattern. But it's like no matter how you try to outsmart yourself, you're still going to be blessed. Like you're not going to let yourself fall. You're not going to let yourself suffer. This is beautiful energy. And this is yourself. A lot of chaos. You're coming out of a lot of chaos. But at the same time, you understand it all. You're highly intelligent. You're genius, just to put it simply. You are very intelligent. You have very high IQ. Possibly, not sure who I'm talking to exactly, but whoever hears this, you might have not even checked your IQ and done all of that. But even if you don't get into all of that, it's just like a DNA test. Like you could have certain features of an ethnicity and still never get tested, and you never know exactly what's in your bloodline, but nobody really has to tell you this is what you are. So even though you're going through a lot of chaos and a lot of things are coming at you, you're still processing the information. So at the end of the day, you know so much, and at the same time you're using it and applying it for your own success. That's the key. You're not distracted. You know what you want. You know what's important. You know what your priorities are. It's very beautiful. And there's no way you can get away from it. Like you're stuck on yourself. All right. So we have 9 of Wands. Let me calm down. This is a little exciting. And you have 3 of Swords. All right. Let's just pull one. Yeah, I feel like it's kind of overwhelming a little bit. Like when you just realize how much power and control you have. How good it feels to be so sure of yourself. People constantly thinking you don't know what you want. All right. You have 4 of Cups. So it's not necessarily something that you've done with another partner. Like this is something you do on your own. You don't have to give anybody credit for this. There's nobody coming towards you with their hand out saying, oh, I taught you this or I did this for you. Like they don't even know what you know. People that's try to get over on you, they think you don't know that they're sneaky, conniving, and all of this stuff. They really think they got over on you. And then they see you years down the line, like super duper beautiful, super duper successful, still laughing. You still good. And I don't even know what they're seeing. They're so dark and grimy. Like, not even just to put like this horrible connotation with darkness, but they cannot see the light. All they see is something they can't have and it can never be. Like, I don't even want to really put myself in their position because it's just so horrible. They're like little trolls, basically. And the fact is, like, even the way you see them, it's like, oh, trolls. Like, that whole genre of gnomes, or not the Smurfs, but the actual trolls. Like, they're colorful, they're cute, they sing. Like, it's still from a positive perspective. But from an actual troll's perspective, it's just like grime and gook. They don't see any of that. And at the same time, like, how can you look at me and still smile? I can't even look in the mirror and be happy with myself. Like, how is this possible? They can't reflect you. And that's because they chose that path of trying to be like somebody else just to act like they're better than you. And then at the same time trying to put you down. It's ridiculous. All right, so let's find out what love is coming towards you. Well, this is the card I already know, but it's you. All right, this represents Leo. I'm sorry, Libra. Did I call you Leo from the beginning? I don't know why I said Leo, but at the same time, this could be a Leo coming towards you, and he could be reflecting you, which says something about this reading. The rose ceremony. Let me get on that. Like, this Leo, possibly a Leo, possibly reflecting you, possibly a troll. All right, so you have somebody coming towards you, and then you get the ceremony, the rose ceremony. It's almost like you're going to have to evaluate this person and their energy, use your intuition, and really make some tough decisions. Like, is this somebody you really want in your life, or is this somebody that you may need to cut off? You have 10 of flutes, the proposal. So, and it's in reverse. So it's almost like this person is going to make an anti-proposal. Like, instead of offering you something, he's trying to take something from you. That's a very clear sign. If this is something that you experience, it will be confirmation. He is, the first thing on his mind is what you can do for him. All right, you have sent home. Very clear. Okay, it's clear as day. Do I even need to pull any more cards? So it's basically an in and out situation. Go get yourself an In-N-Out burger and call it a day. He's not gonna last. Like, if somebody that just sees how beautiful you are, like, duh, everybody sees this. If they don't see nothing else, they see that you have a beautiful spirit. For some reason, he thinks that his ability to reflect your energy is gonna get him the gold ticket. That's not the case, because you are aware of this what do you call it, like psychic connection. Your communication goes beyond mere words, and just like that, I don't even have to think of the word, because you already know what I'm saying. You're aware of this foolishness, these shenanigans. You know that people do this type of stuff. Like, you already know about the shapeshifters, the mirrors, all that stuff. And I feel like you even searched deep into the physics of it. Like, how is this possible? You already know about physics, and down to the anatomic, or neutrons and protons. Like, how is this energy able to manipulate in such a way that people walk around like doppelgangers and clones and not have a soul to speak of? But on the other hand, they really think they got a skill of looking like you and being like you, and telling jokes that you might think is funny and laugh at, and it's just like, you're fake. I can see that you're fake. We're not the same. You could have acted like anybody else on this planet, and maybe you would have had a chance, but you're acting like me. I know who I am. It's simple. People think you're, I don't know if I want to say, like, it's like, yeah, people think you're highly intelligent and a genius and very smart, but the reality is, it's just common sense, really, at the end of the day, right? You just maintain that frequency, and other people get thrown off because they get distracted, and it's just not their vibe. It's not their frequency. They're clinging to you and others like you, who are genuinely like you, because you're not alone. Fairies, guides, and friends give aid. Yeah, friendly support. These cards are very much on point with this reading. You're not alone. You do have a community. You do have a system, a support system. There are other people who obviously care about what you care about. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to check these books out. You wouldn't have websites to go to, right? The world wouldn't be built in this architectural way. We'd still be living in caves if you were alone. But there are other people who see what you see are on that same frequency, and they contribute. And they hope to reach out in this way. Like, they're not trying to meet up for coffee and stare into your eyes until they can photocopy your DNA. And then suddenly the next day, you two look like twins. Crazy stuff like this. They're not doing that. They're writing books. Like, here, go read. If you want to know what I'm thinking, go read a book. My book. You have the sun. At the end of the day, you just gonna have a good day, right? Let these people pull their crazy stunts, and don't let it get to you. This is something I don't feel like it has ever gotten to you, but don't ever let it get to you. Like, just let them keep riding past, in one ear and out the other. You don't have to read into their thoughts. Don't go down that road. The psychic connection is it really does leave you at a loss for words, because it's just like beyond an analysis. It's too much to explain, and it's just like observing an electron. It's constantly changing its behavior, just because you're watching it. It's like feeding off of your attention, and suddenly you feel like you're trapped. So don't even show this any interest. Ten of Pentacles in reverse is that's the sort of thing that will drain you of your ambition. And I didn't want to leave this negative vibe, so I'm hoping that this can um, lift up a little bit with the sun. And I was kind of looking at the sun card as being the first one. Like, it started off bright, but it's kind of like it's going towards the dark place with this Knight of Wands. Is going towards an even brighter place, or basically you have control over the lighting, you have control over the temperature, the speed. It's not just light and dark, good and bad. Like, you really do see beyond all of that, and you just make your environment comfortable, whatever you need. If it's a little chilly, put on a sweater. If it's a little too bright, put on some sunglasses, or even just dim the light. In the metaphorical sense, you're there, you're where people want to be, and you're not alone. And I feel like overall this is very beautiful. Like, it's very comforting. But with that, I'm gonna bring your reading to a close. I hope you were able to get something out of this, and definitely have a good day. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one.